What's going on? You tuned in to Not the Average Local Rapper, hosted by yours truly, Eshore Ridge. It's the third episode, man, and I gotta say, I appreciate the support and the feedback so far, man. It's just good to see the engagement, man. A couple people let me know they checked it out, and you know what I mean. Like, I don't care about numbers, man. Like, just the fact that anybody listening, and we can, like I said prior, we can engage into some good positive dialogue, share some laughs, reminisce. Us old rappers can, reminisce on how shit used to be. If you new rappers want to chime in, tell us to get with the times, it's all love and shit, man. But yeah, man, just trying to build this thing up for real, man. And I've already lined up, some people I want to do interviews with, and I'm gonna get all that into play, man. But I'm just still trying to set the platform and all that. You know what I mean? I also eventually want to incorporate like some, some actual music getting played on here. Getting some of you artists to send your music in. You know what I mean? Give y'all a platform to, play your music on outside of, just the platforms that we all already have. You know what I mean? Just you know what I mean? We all reach each other's listeners at the end of the day, man. Like that's why I'm so heavy on like the collaborations and shit, man. It's like, if I collaborate with an artist, it's like they people's gonna hear me, my people's gonna hear them, you know what I mean? And we can all potentially gain new supporters and yeah, yeah. I mean, that's how I've always, wanted to do it and shit, man. And I don't know, yo. So anyway, like I said, man, third episode. The episode prior to this, the second episode, I was talking about the whole recording thing, like as far as like going to studios and or doing the home recording thing. So this episode, man, I definitely want to talk about something that's just as important as that topic. Possibly a little more important, man, because it's like the driving force behind every rapper, man. It's like a necessity for every rapper, and it's also a position in the game for the people that do it, man, provide it, and that's beats, man. Beats are, you know, probably the most important essential thing. You know what I mean? Every rapper for real. We all need beats, man, and it's just so much behind it. When people jump in, man, they think it's just as simple as just going and grabbing a beat and using it, and you're gonna be good. And like that shit just don't be like that, man. Like on so many different levels, it don't be like that. You know what I mean? You gotta be real. You gotta be real careful how you do shit. You know what I mean? When it comes to these beats, for real, like whether it be business wise or potentially harming your sound or whatever, cause like that's the main thing, you know what I mean? Like the first thing I want to talk about is like what I feel like is the main thing, and that's like beat selection, man. Like it's real important that you as an artist, like, what I mean, know the type of beats that you need to be on, because it's like, see, this is where it get tricky, man. Some motherfucker might not even want to hear this, but it's like just because you like the beat don't mean you need to be on the beat. Like, you know what I mean? Because it's like, and I had to learn this early, man, because I got such a different voice, man. Like, I got a deep voice, you know what I mean? And it's like I had to learn, like, when I was younger, like, yo, just because I be liking certain beats, it don't mean I can get on them. Like, I'm not gonna sound right on them, you know what I mean? And I accepted that, like because it's like, every artist can't paint everything good, you know what I'm saying? So, or not good, but like great, you know what I'm saying? Like everybody has their lane and shit, So that's a big thing about it, just knowing, like what type of beats you should be on. Then it's like, another thing with the beat selection, it'd be like, man, especially now, yeah. You know how many times I done ran across songs that just had like a nice like soulful sample in it, and then a rapper get on there talking some crazy ass shit on there that don't got nothing to do with the sample, and you just be like, man, like what? That's just such a waste of a good ass like sample beat. You know what I mean? You on here talking about killing and drilling and fucking hoes and you know what I mean, all this crazy ass shit. Like I can't tell nobody how to make their songs, but it just you know what I mean. It kind of throw me off a little bit, yo. But like you know what I mean, like then it's like another thing with the beat selection is just like you just gotta know when like beats are like outdated and they're just not good beats or like you know what I mean. Some beats they would have been hard back in 2008, 2009. You know what I mean? But it's 2023, so it's like like you can't like certain shit you can bring back. You know what I mean? But it's like even then, it's like it kind of got to be a trend before you can bring it back. You know what I mean? You can't bring it back just because it was good in its time. Like, and I'm just what I mean. I'm speaking, excuse me, from a business perspective or like what I mean, an artist perspective or whatever. You know what I mean? Like not so much like what I mean attacking nobody, but like because we like what we like, yo. But it's like you also want to do what's like beneficial to like as you as an artist and shit. So like, and that like like for example like in hip hop you will amongst the fans and shit like I've heard numerous people say that like that was always the thing about Nas earlier in his career, like his beat selection wasn't that great, you know what I mean? So it kind of held him back from like having that like that one hit that like kind of took him out of that. Like I mean, don't get it twisted. Nas definitely had some shit, but it's like in certain settings, you know what I mean, in certain genres. Like I mean, Nas wasn't really gonna give you nothing for the club, you know what I mean? It's just like but I fuck with Nas, Nas is a legend, so it's like, that's just like an example of what they talk about like in the hip hop community. Like I said, I've seen it numerous times. This ain't even my opinion so much, you know what I mean? But yeah, so it's like, beat selection, that's just like a important thing I feel, man. Like especially in the beginning, you know what I mean? Like you wanna like if you just getting into like really like taking the artist shit serious and you about to start doing projects, you want to make sure you come in with the right type of beats that complement like your sound because like in the beginning I mean like I've been doing music a long time and I say man I envy people that got that just starting because it's like you got a clean slate, you know what I mean? Like you can do it exactly how it need to be done if you just take your time and figure it out and don't try to rush through this shit, yo. But anyway, man, that's enough about beat selection, man. Then of course, it comes down to like finding beats. Most people, they generally just go to YouTube, you know what I mean? They type in whatever type of beat, and some parentheses free beats out here. People just snatch them up, and once they see free, they like, oh, I could use this shit. That's it. You know what I mean? And then they don't even pay that little tag that's in the beginning or be running off through the beat. They just block that right out, man. You know what I mean? Like that don't mean shit. Like it ain't there for a reason. Like I mean, it's crazy. Like this really happens, yo. Like I mean, it's a whole like it's a whole thing behind the shit that's been going on for years, and people still don't even really like fully comprehend it, yo. And it's like it causes so much friction in the game, and it's like like you got to understand how the business work with this shit. So it's like once you find these beats on YouTube or BeatStars and all that, like, and they got the free downloads, you gotta understand that like this is only for non-profit use. Like, you know what I mean? Like the terms, the small print is not even that small. Like, you know what I mean? It's regular size print. Like, it's right there. Like, you gotta know what you're dealing with, man. Like, it don't matter how big of an artist you are, man, because once you go to try to put them songs up on them platforms where you just took them beats and you didn't lease them or you didn't buy them, like, it's like, yeah, like, you know, you stepping in some shit for real. So yeah, I mean, just, you know, like, you gotta be mindful of that. You gotta know like the different types of, you know, beats and stuff, like beat packages and stuff. You know, you got the leases, the different type of leases, and then you got the, you know, the exclusive rights, and you know what I mean. Just you just got different things. I mean, most artists know stuff like this, but this is, you know, like some don't. You know what I mean? It's like you can't never really like say it too much because it's like I said, me personally, I'm here to inform, so I don't care how many times I got to say it. You know what I mean? I want to make sure like somebody don't make a mistake. You know, like because yeah, that's just what I'm trying to do, man. You know what I mean? I see a lot of younger cats really, you know, take this music shit serious. You know what I mean? It's going to keep them out of trouble. You know what I mean? It's going to give them direction. It's going to give them discipline. You know what I mean? So it's like if if it's something out there that can do that for the younger people, man, I want to at least contribute some knowledge that can like kind of like solidify them doing this shit and making sure they going in the right direction with it. Cause I mean, music could definitely save motherfuckers, man. Like, you know, like, but that's a whole nother topic right there. But yeah. So like, yeah, just knowing like the whole, you know, thing like that, knowing that like just because these beats say free, like that that don't mean just take them and do songs to them and just go run and do whatever with them, you know what I mean, for profit or throwing them on the streaming platforms because, nah, man, that ain't even how they go down. But like I said, most artists know this, but so if you did know this, you just listen to all of this, you know, like, hey, my bad, you know what I mean? But I'm just, you know, like kind of just trying to hit key points on shit. Cause it's like, you know, this is shit that like I'm basically just trying to, you know, like be that source of information that I didn't have, you know. So I try to hit all the points for real. But I mean, once you get deeper into all that shit and you know you actually go about doing it the right way, like, you know, leasing the beats and all that shit, you realize like, man, like this shit can add up, you know what I mean? If I'm really trying to, you know, put some projects together and shit. Like if you just one of them artists is just gonna put a couple singles out a year, or you know, just put a single out and focus on that for however long you need to. Like, I mean, it may not apply so much, but me, I like making music on a regular basis, like almost every day type shit. So I need my beats and shit. So I mean, I can't buy at least beats all the time. You know what I mean? So then it gets to a point, and then some people just don't got it up front to buy beats. They never had it to buy beats, and that's cool, man. Like you shouldn't not be able to be a rapper just because you broke. I know that shit sound crazy, but like real shit though. Like I mean, you should not be able to do something you enjoy, which is considered art, just because you ain't got no money. You know what I mean? But it's just you just gotta figure out how you can do it without keeping the next man from making his and shit like that. You know, because at the end of the day, it is a business and shit. But yeah. So like I realized, you know what I mean? Like I gotta, you know what I mean? I either gotta find some people that can, you know, provide me with beats on the regular and I can compensate them however I can, you know what I mean, that ain't gonna kill my pockets, or you know what I mean, they just do it on the strength, you know. And fortunately enough for me, you know what I mean? Like I found those people and then people have found me. I got a great group of producers that I work with, you know what I mean, that I built working relationships with, man. And I wish I could name all of them, but I don't even want to attempt to do that because I don't want to leave anybody out. That would be fucked up for real. So all the producers that I work with, you know who you are. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all. And you know what I'm saying? I would recommend, you know, like if you're real serious about this shit, then you definitely just try to build with producers, man. And just build that working relationship and just show them how serious you are, man. Because when that hunger matches, man, like you know, like some great things can happen, man. And I mean that's yeah, that's just how they go, man. But I guess you know the only other option besides that will be you know like a lot of artists make their own beats, and I used to be one of those artists prior to me building the working relationships that I did with you know these talented producers that I work with. I, in fact, myself used to make beats. I started making beats probably about 2 3 years after I started rapping because I realized like I can't keep getting on instrumentals trying to make real songs. I can't keep taking beats off the internet because I ain't got the money and they not really free like I was talking about earlier. So I ended up getting Fruity Loops and I just learned as much as I could. And I mean, I got you know pretty good at making beats and shit, but I did realize that you know like the more I got into making beats, and I really enjoyed it, man. I really liked it. There was times where you know I was kind of shutting down the rap thing, you know what I mean, just to make beats and shit, and that was the conflict I ran into. It was like you know me personally, like you know I had to make a choice, you know, like you got some artists that don't mind being the producer as well, and I think it's hit or miss, honestly. You know what I mean? Like, cause if you ain't making them type of songs that could potentially get you out of here, then it's like, man, like you know, you me personally, like I knew I wasn't making them type of beats. You know, like I was making some dope shit, but I was like, I just don't think I'm making nothing that's like really gonna get me out of here. And then it's like I did a lot of sampling and you know, when it comes to that shit, you know, it's always like a, you know, issue, like with the, you know, the sample clearances and the copyright issues and all that shit. So like, I just decided that like it wasn't for me, you know. So I narrowed down these options that I'm telling y'all, you know what I mean. It was like, you know, I met my brother. These like my brothers, you know what I mean. I met them in, you know. Oh, or not met them because one of them I already knew, you know, but like one of them I started, you know, working with in '05, the other one in like '07, '08, I believe. Them were my first two producers, and still to this day I work with them. And then just along the way, you know what I mean. I just, you know, like I said, you know, when people see that hunger in you and they got that same hunger, you know, it's like it's one of them things where it's like, man, shit, let's eat, man. Let's go get this shit. Like, and you know what I mean? That's kind of, you know, like what I've been fortunate enough to do. And like, I mean, of course, you know, people want to work with talented people, so you can't be no trash ass rapper and expect people want to work with you, man. That's just keeping it funky, though, man. Like I said, I'm trying to keep it positive, you know what I mean? But you know, like I can admit when I was trash, you know, like I had no problem admitting that I was trash. So I mean, at one point, so I mean, you know, you just got to accept when you are. But some people can't. So I mean, I don't know, man. That's some whole other shit right there. But yeah, though, man. Like beats, man, beats. Like that shit is so important, man. And it ain't just like I said. It ain't all in all. It ain't just about going and grabbing any beat that you hear that you like, man. I really know people that do this shit. That's why I'm even. That's why I'm even getting into all of this. I really know people that do music that just go and grab shit and they ain't even thinking about no type of repercussions. Like, I mean, that shit is no different than fucking going and stealing out the store, yo. Like, people got got legal rights to this shit, you know what I mean, that they creating, yo. Like, you can't just go and take people's shit, yo. Like, I mean, so when you dealing with them parentheses free beats on YouTube. Like, I mean, like I said, they free for nonprofit. So what I would recommend artists do is if you really feel like you want to do something to that beat, but you ain't ready to buy it, but you want to do something to it, do something to it. But understand that song can't go no further than YouTube and probably SoundCloud and whatever social platforms is like a preview or whatever, but like you got though for promotional use only on there, yo. Like, and for nonprofit use, and you have to credit the producer, yo. Like, and I've been guilty of not doing some of this shit in the past, and it didn't catch up with me, but it don't mean that it can't, you know. So it's like, man, just show your respect, you know, respect the hustle, respect the business, you know what I'm saying, and just be a honorable motherfucker when it come down to that, you know what I mean, and just like I said, man, show how hungry you are, man. Like, because I say producers, they actually out here grinding harder than the artists, you know what I mean, as far as from what I can see, man. Like, I don't know, man. Them producers, they got a different type of grind, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it's like, you know, we all in the same boat. You know, we like, we products that's trying to like sell ourselves, man. You know, essentially, and it's like, man, like, shout out to the producers and the beat makers, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all really be on y'all shit, man. And you know, like, they be having they ways of, you know, selling they shit, man. And you know, like, some of them got some, you know, real nice pictures when they jump in your DMs and shit, man. And you know, they got a real good strategy of doing shit. Like, they run dope ass ads, yo. And shit, I say, you know, us artists, man, we take a page out their book when it come to, you know, this grind and shit, man. But yeah, man, I think, you know, like, that just pretty much covers what I want to talk to when it comes down to beats, man. I feel like I was kind of like, you know, all over the place with this joint. I guess I'll know when, you know, I play it back, but I feel like at the same time I was able to, like, you know, provide a good amount of information when it come down to dealing with these beats, man. Cause a lot of, you know, like, a lot of artists be hitting me like, yo, where you get your beats at? Who you get your beats from? And it's like, man, like, I can tell you, but I can't tell you how I do shit. Like, you know, I can, but like, I can't, you know, do it for you. So it's like, man, if you gonna do this shit, just do it the right way, yo. Like, and I'm telling everybody, you know, like, right now how to do this shit the right way. Like, you know what I mean? And I decided to make a podcast because it's like, I do get questions in my inbox, you know what I mean? Because people know I got some years up under my belt with this shit. So it's like, I decided the time was now to do this shit. Cause like I said, yo, like, prior episode, like, I'm playing this joint for a couple years, yo. So it's like, now, you know, that like I got more traffic coming through. Like, I be getting questions, and it's like, shit, why not, you know, use the questions I get to, you know, create a podcast, and I can answer these questions, and at the same time get myself some content, which content will be a whole another episode, because I'm gonna need some people to chime in and drop some game on me about that shit for real. But Yeah, man. I think I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this joint up though, man, because like I said, I just feel like I've been all over the place, but I feel like I got the information off, so I'm definitely keeping this shit either way. You know what I mean? But keeping it as in rocking with this, this take right here, and what I'm telling y'all, what I told y'all, you know what I mean, it's there, and I hope it's useful, man. And shit, make sure y'all getting them dope beats that fit y'all, and y'all handling the business right, and you making hits, yo, and you not stealing nobody's shit. And that's all I gotta say about that, man. And until next time, this has been Not the Average Local Rapper with East Shore Ridge, man. Thank you for tuning in.